Howdy, this here's Professor UD Guru. Here's part 3 of our movie series on my numerology app, Numerology 101 by Professor UD Guru. I've started this here movie a couple of different times, and the result is, as you can see on the screen. But the dust has settled by now, and I assume that I did enough testing this time, but that's just an assumption on my part. You can see the resulting database schema on your screen, and I will show you also the whole entire code just in case it's usable by now. If you want the code so that you don't have to type it, just let me know and I'll post it on the internet someplace. I don't do Git for anything. Git is good for people who work in teams. For me, it's totally overkill. And making a mistake on Git is like, okay, now I need a gall darn PhD in how to use Git in order to recover from my mistake. So, not needed. This is the only long module. The other two are very small. If you compare this with the code from the previous two videos, you see that the code has actually been slimmed down a lot by what we did here. We made some custom classes and put the formatting in those. This is a scroll bar, a text widget that does things the way I like. And here is a few things that you probably don't care about. All right, let's get this show on the road. First thing let's do, in a previous movie, we noticed that somebody named Bill Evans had accidentally been named Jedcom. I don't know how that happened, but let's fix it, since this movie is going to be about how to fix things. As you can see, we have an error already. That is the problem right there. All right, that fixes that. Up for this and a lot of others. The problem is that this guy's name is Bill Evans, not Jedcom. I don't know how this happened. famous jazz musician. We're going to change the name. Now if we search JEDCOM, nothing there. So let's search the entry class. Show you how to fix this. The entry class needs to be customized further because TK entry does not by default replace. You have to delete. I'm on Linux. This app will work in Windows. If it doesn't, it's easy to fix. Normally we expect paste to replace what's highlighted. Tkinter doesn't do that by default, so that needs to be added. It's easy to do. I don't remember how. I'll do it eventually if I remember, put it on my do list. But that's what we wanted there. And then we're going to go search current word. Doesn't work if you use the whole thing. I don't know why. That could also be fixed. These results are alphabetized. Reading across. See, he is there. Now, don't ask me why William John didn't work. William John Evans didn't work. None of that worked, but William did work. So, I don't know. This says note. This is actually the note. That needs to be fixed. Here is our synset ID number 574 description. And underneath synonyms, AKA's William John Evans. This is correct now. I just want to get rid of this where it says synset ID. This should not say note in front of it. So anyhow, that shows you how to fix that. Let's fix this too. We can try fixing this too. There's nothing wrong with it. That means August 16, 1929, but you could do it a different way as long as you don't say August or AUG or anything like that. It has to be numbers. You can use zeros. You can ignore zeros. You can ignore all zeros. You can write 10 as 1. It doesn't matter. This is numerology, but it looks better here if you go save changes, problem 1103. Let's see if this is easy to fix. Just remember, if you don't remember his whole name, William Evans, where is he? There he is. That inputs the name. Now we're going to print a list of widgets. Too many values to unpack. Expected 5 on line 1104. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Expected 5. And there's too many. So, what is the list? What's in the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, it's got like 15. All right, that explains that. The list needs to be emptied when you're not using it. That's what the problem is, probably. These widgets are identical. Oh, they're not, because they're each time we're making this edit dialog, it's making a different top level and putting in similar widgets, these entries. When top level 2, 3, 4 are closed, that list needs to be cleared out. Well, where is that list coming from? It's called self.synset inputs. Might be better to not have it be an instance variable, but be passing it instead. But I'm not going to dive that deeply into the code right now. Just get rid of the 0. Okay. Now we're going to try again, and it worked. So let's add a synset description. Right now it has a description, but it's equal to a string with no characters in it. So we want to put something in there. Let's just say jazz guy. That's enough. In case there's two people named William John Evans, this will straighten us out on that. Okay, so that's saved now. Let's do Bill some more. We'll just make him private for a minute, and then we'll change it back later. We already fixed the name, we fixed the date, we fixed the description. Let's remove the comma from the end of the note and save changes. Okay, the comma's gone. Public is now private instead of public. Let's change that back. That's supposed to be a 0. It's working good now. Now let's do this. Commonly known as Bill Evans, which is kind of obvious, but not necessarily, because we do want to know what the actual whatchamacall is here, what the numbers are for Bill Evans, because it's part of his personality. Your AKA is part of your personality. That's why I'm such an interesting person, because I have so many names. So many of my names have similar or exactly the same numbers that it's statistically impossible for numerology to not be meaningful. We don't know why. Well, I know, but I probably already explained it to you. If I didn't, then go back and watch my movies some more. I got a whole bunch of movies on, my theory of everything, symponemia. Calculate and save. That's going to add Bill Evans as a synonym or an AKA for William John Evans. The W is a consonant. We got a problem. Those are supposed to be red. When you click it, it's supposed to turn green. Okay, here's where we did this. This has a BG equal the red background. The reason this happened is because I'm using this custom widget, which has its own color. Let's not use that custom widget, and everything should be just fine. Now we're going to put Bill Evans in. It might already be in. It's probably been put in 3 times. Calculate and save. There's your red W's. It's a consonant like it was last time. And there you go. 437 is correct now. 696. Now if we were to go here, synonyms, AKAs, William John Evans and Bill Evans. Okay. Close. Or you can go like this. Get all AKAs or synonyms. That's for this one, not this one. It's for the main name there, the main one on top anyway. And there is William John Evans 437, Bill Evans 696. I have on my do list for this movie, we're going to fix Hillary. Hillary was not born, she was hatched, but they don't want you to know that. So October 26, 1947. Let's just add a date and maybe a note. Hillary, she's already in here. I happen to remember her full name for some reason. Ooh, no, I don't. Yes, I do. Hillary Diane Rodham. Vowel. Close. She's a 336. We want to edit her. I want to give her a date. 1647 is probably wrong, but it's possible. So they say. Depending on which part of your soul you sell and who you sell it to. First Lady. What else? What other nice things can I say about Hillary? Kind of at a loss, but let's do this instead. Let's say something. We came, we saw, he died. A direct quote. I've got it on videotape. Okay. Now we're going to try save changes. And it worked. Was that Gaddafi? I forgot how to spell his name. Well, probably doesn't matter because we're probably not using his alphabet, so it's just a transcription, right? And now suddenly it's working. Okay. Let's not argue with that. What about this? What if I add a married name? Let's just give it a shot. So a lot of people just say Hillary. She's one like Donovan, you know, the singer. He's got to be like 80 years old by now. Okay. Well, let's do this. This is a vowel. Okay, so she's a 336. She's a 551 by her married name, and she's a 854. So unlike me, now watch. Let's do me. One of my shorter names here. There you go. This is why I decided to make this series. My legal name is a 371. Another of my popular, well-liked names is 731. 3 of my names are 887s. 3 of my names are 819s. There's a heavy preponderance of 7s and 8s and 3s. 2 of my names are 843s, 7s, 8s. Okay? That's statistically impossible or improbable, very improbable. Oh, we want to try and delete a duplicate. It's Oprah. She's a duplicate. She's one of the duplicates. Okay. There's your 2 synsets for single name. See, that's synset ID 1473 and 569. Not word ID. There's only one word. Everything from word where words, which is the name of the category, the field, the column. Words is like Orpa. Yes, okay, that's how you do that. In the database tool, SQLite, CLI, Word ID, yeah, see, there's only one of them. What we did accidentally at some point is to give her 2 synsets. We don't want to delete word number 1057 because the duplication is, there's a synset. So I don't think I have a button to do that. Let's just delete synset ID 1473 with the SQLite tool for now. If you don't say where, you're in trouble. When you say delete or update, you better say where. What do they call those things these days? They got all kinds of funny new words. delete. Oh, gotcha. It's a gotcha. Yeah. Delete or update queries. They got a gotcha if you don't say where. It's kind of a conditional. It'll delete or update everything in the whole database. Where sunset ID equals, and also in SQLite you don't have double equal sign, you got a single. This is a foreign key, 1473. It's in reference to synset table. So we deleted the foreign key first before deleting the primary key. Delete from synset where synset ID equals. Okay. All right. Now, I need a button for that right here. It says, or somewhere. Let's see. Edit current word. Okay. So now there's only one. So this says delete word ID. I don't want to delete Oprah. Maybe up here above that there should be a button that says delete synset in case you want to delete a synset. It's not an emergency right now, but it should be added. Now here's something else we can do. We can add her name Oprah since nobody calls her Orpa. And let's see what that does for us. Winfrey is a consonant and the Y is a vowel. 764. Who else is 764? Oops, got a little problem right here on line 640. Easy to fix because it's just a typo. 640 refers to this entire string, which is a SQLite query. So where's the typo right there? It's what happens when you fix things. Fix one thing, break something else. They got a word for that. I can't remember what it is. Something about whack-a-mole? Yeah, whack-a-mole maybe. Whack-a-mole syndrome. It actually did go in. Others include Harry Nilsson, the singer, C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Narnia Chronicles, Mussolini, Obama, Greta Thunberg, Jesse James, the J.D. Vance's granny, played by, Mama, one of my idols. Harry Sisson, who obviously did the wrong thing with the same configuration. We tend to have very outspoken people in this category. 764, kind of a know-it-all, and I'm going to not only know it, but I'm going to say it kind of thing. Okay. All right, nice. Now we're making some serious progress today. This app is pretty much usable now. I hereby declare again. We have deleted duplicate synset. We deleted a duplicate synset by means of the SQLite CLI, which is not ideal, but it's better than nothing. And I showed you how to do it. If you want the SQLite CLI and you need it, if you're going to work on this app, install Python and get your SQLite CLI files. There's like 3 files. You just put them in your computer somewhere. It's not an installation. You just copy some files onto your computer somewhere. I'm not going to tell you how. It's pretty easy. Very easy. See, we added Hillary's birth date and changed her notes. There are not any duplicate names because the schema won't allow it. The schema is the columns and stuff in the table. Table's name word. Words is the text of the name. That's just the name of the column. It has to be unique. So there are no duplicate names or words. Even if they got different meanings, that's why we have synsets. Synonym set. set of AKAs, that sort of thing. This here's Professor U, the Guru. I'm going to let you go now. Thanks for showing up. If I make any big changes, I'll think about making another movie. But I'll see you next time, one way or the other. Maybe I'll see you walking down the street, or we'll stop and have a little chit chat. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye.